Perseverance is the bridge between failure and success in the stock market. It's the one thing that separates the winners from the losers. Napoleon Hill. My friends, everything for the day is down on Friday, a big down day. I mean, the S&P 500 itself down 1.06%, almost twice that in the NASDAQ 100. 20-year bonds 1.5% down. Gold 2.5% down. And XBTF, that is the ETF that tracks Bitcoin, down 2%. Now let's jump into these charts. Of course, earlier in the week we had this successful trade up 2.67%, started for us back on the 23rd and ran on until the 1st in the afternoon, where we had a big bump up and cleared us out. Went up the next day, we saw on Thursday, and then pairing all that off on Friday. What I'm hoping will happen is we'll see things reset and then move back up again for us. But if it keeps going down at 1% a day, that might happen sooner rather than later. We'll continue to watch and see how things go. We look at where we are on the 2-day. We hadn't reached the high that we did in the prior 2-day candle, but we're still green on the STC. That's a good sign. And the weekly, we can see where we reached a higher high during the week than last week, a big old wick on top. And of course, we're still green on the STC. So we'll keep an eye on things, see how it goes. Now let's move over to the NASDAQ 100. What do we see going on there? We'll stretch this out a little bit. Same kind of thing, down 1.78%, popped up on Thursday, and then spinning tops on Friday, overall down 1.78%. We're going red there. That's a good sign. Maybe things will move down, reset, move through this gray band at the bottom, reset at the bottom of that, give us a chance to jump back in. What's up with the 2-day? Trying to push its way through the 200 exponential moving average. Didn't reach the high of the last 2-day candle yet. Still have a day to go. And we look at the weekly, and of course reached a higher high and did blow through the 200 EMA. So we'll see how this next week sets us up with a potential, maybe could be a down move and then resetting and give us an up move. We don't know, but we'll wait, watch, and see. 20-year bonds blowing off a lot of up movement. Of course, they hit their most recent high back on the morning of Thursday. That would be a day ago from when I'm recording this on Friday. And then down heavily in the morning, recovered a little bit in the afternoon. Overall, though, down pretty big, 1.50%. We look at where we are. We're still green on the STC. On the 2-day, still green, but we see that 2-day red down candle forming. And where are we on the weekly? Weekly, most recent higher high. Small candle, though, as we see, and we'll just see where bonds are going to take us over the course of this next week. Let's take a quick look at gold. Look at gold just blowing off that steam. We looked at the volume yesterday, if you will recall, and saw how that was messing around, and we can sure see that gold started blowing off energy in the afternoon on Thursday and then down hard on Friday in the red, waiting for gold to reset and move back up again. We are ready for that, if indeed that happens anytime soon. On this half-day chart, we look at where we are on the 2-day, and man, look at that big red down candle there on gold after so much up movement. Slid sideways and then hammering down. So again, we can see where that, what I was talking about yesterday, where you had all this volume. See, look at this volume. And you had no movement in price. That meant that the insiders were selling while the suckers were buying. They were clearing out their inventory, and then boom, took it down. So we will keep an eye on that. What's up with the weekly? Again, look at that volume in the down move, and high volume moving up to that. For the week, we ended up with a nasty looking week there, a red spinning top after so much up movement, but that's okay. Gold needed to blow off some of that energy, let all those folks that wrote it up make some profit as it moves down, resets, and gives us a chance to jump back in. Okay, let's look at where we are on XBTF, our last chart of the day. Nice to see things moving down on the STC. We want that to reset for us so we can potentially get back into it, down 2.07%. Look at the 2-day here as things peaked up. Really been sliding sideways. Did hit a little peak there on that 2-day candle representing Wednesday and Thursday of this week, blowing off some energy on Friday. And look at that volume there, the volume on those last 2 days. So we'll keep an eye on things on Bitcoin. And of course, we look at the week, still a decent week, and look at all that volume for the week. Now remember, we're looking at different time frames. Each time frame is its own little world. So we look at them separately, and we put everything it shows us together to see our short-term, medium, and our long-term trends. That is where we are, folks. Appreciate you being with us. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless. Have a great weekend.